MATHARE River community, including locals, government institutions, and the private sector, joined other stakeholders on Tuesday, 12th and 15th November 2024 to envision a sustainable future with practical action plans for the MATHARE River habitat.
I'm in the get to the chicken, but you bring my dick in the trap, you know. I gotta get to the dollar, on the head and back, come on. Moving on gas, come on. Let me know back, come on. The sound of your career in
We are a water utility and a water resource authority, and we are partners in Kenya with the Nairobi City Water and Sewage Company and Water Resource Authority. Our core task is to help the public utilities to take care of their water, their river basins and water provision and sewer services. We came in 2017 to Kenya, partnering with the Nairobi Water Company, and in 2018 with the Water Resource Authority for long-term programs, 12-year partnerships, where we decided together with these organizations we'll develop towards 2030 into an improved water utility, into an improved water resource authority. So today we are at the MATHARE River. We prepared over the last 1.5 years for a 3-day event which starts tomorrow called Future Design Base Camp. And basically with all the problem holders, all the stakeholders around the MATHARE River ecosystem, we'll design a path towards the best possible future of the MATHARE River. And this is in the wider spectrum of the Nairobi River Basin. So we'll also look at the Nairobi and the Gatharaini and other rivers.
I'm from a place called MATHARE. MATHARE is the second biggest slum in Nairobi and even in Kenya. Where I live, it's an informal settlement with over 200,000 families living in the place. We don't have dump sites, we don't have good road systems, and we don't even have a good educational system. So you find that we have a river called MATHARE River, where people dump their waste products in the river. A river where children can go and swim, play. But if people continue dumping into this river, our kids are wanajipata wako kwa mahali penye wanaweza kuwa shikwa na magonjwa ya waterborne diseases kama bilharzia, cholera. So through that, I came up with my team and I of artists. We call ourselves the Ecstasy Band. We came up with a program called Ng'arisha Mtaa. Ng'arisha Mtaa is cleaner environment. So we did our first campaign in 2022, where we were able to partner with the local community-based organizations like Mto Wangu, MATHARE Roots, Billion Music Family, and we were able to remove the heap of waste products from the river to be taken where it's supposed to be in Dandora dumping site.
The mission was to unite and empower problem owners and stakeholders to transform the MATHARE River into a clean, healthy and thriving ecosystem.
Starting on the Nairobi rivers, after we are still working in Thika Basin, but that's on its own, and we support sometimes. And that's really also the crux of how I work, or how we work, Embassy of the Earth. We come in when there's a real request, a real call, because something needs to change, okay? Otherwise I don't even bother to come. The people that we work with, they say we are really convicted that we need to do something else. So then we come in. But our biggest treat is that we can walk out through the back door and nobody misses us because people have taken it upon themselves. We're not a project organization, we're not an NGO that comes in with money and pays people, and then when we go everything disappears. It's really in the hands of the people. So what it was like, well, the Nairobi rivers is very complex because it's not about that river or water. Here it's still about the river, but there it's about a lot of other things. It's about urban development. It's about housing. It's about sewerage systems that are not there. It's about multi-overpopulation in your settlements. The highest population in a settlement of all of Africa, Kibera. And is it good? No, of course it's not good. Can you solve problems that way? No, you can't. So it's very complicated, and when things are complicated, I get happy. Because then you need to start to puzzle solve. If you don't bring all the key problem owners together, it will never happen. In the beginning it was very difficult, because some people thought, oh, it's a great story, well, let's do it, the county or others were saying it. And so it took really a lot of work, and also in the high offices to speak and to understand and to show your track record, what you've done. But it's also about, consciousness. Do you really, it's not about understanding or rationalizing something, it's about feeling it. This is something that we humans are part of that ecosystem. So our way of working is, if we work together like this here, or even in the shorter meetings we call dialogues, we call them dialogues, river dialogues. It's that in those 4 hours, when these people really get into the conversation with them.
It started in last year, where we collaborated with them. They come into our site, wakaona zile vitu ambazo tunafanya, and they were very in touch kwa sababu tunafanya maneno ya conserve the environment na clean the Nairobi River. So that's why we collaborated together with other groups. This is a long journey, and we as ComGreen, we cannot complete it as ComGreen solution. So it's a matter of the partnership and collaboration so that we can achieve the goal of cleaning the MATHARE River.
As a symbol of collective hope and resilience for Nairobi and its environs, the goal was to revitalize the river, enhance community well-being, and foster socio-economic sustainability.
The MATHARE River is heavily polluted. There's a huge challenge to clean it up, like the other rivers. With the call of the President, His Excellency Ruto, some years ago, we need to clean this up, and the establishment of the Nairobi River Commission. We thought with our partners, Nairobi Water and WRA, we should do something together. And the big challenge is, because there's a lot of good initiatives happening already, but if we don't work together as we've never done before, it's going to be very difficult to make the next steps. And so what we are doing these 3 days, and what we've been preparing for many, many months, and also what will continue for the next few years, is to form an organization, an informal organization that's able to make the next steps in cleaning up the rivers, into changing the informal settlements, into building MATHARE. But we're looking at the whole ecosystem from upstream to downstream. So the source where we are today and where the water was relatively clean, down to the lucky summer waterfalls and beyond.
People were saying, why are you doing it? So he talks about all this sustainability and green and this stuff. And I said, no, really, why are you doing it? And he's silent and he doesn't know what to say. And then he says, my grandfather used to swim here. Everybody understands, right? These kind of things, what the river is like here, we went to the source, I said that in my speech here. Nobody had ever been to the source who were dealing with the problems in Nairobi. When they came to the source, some of the ladies who are engineers were crying. It was so impressive to be there, so pure. Your body knows, you can feel it. Some people were drinking, and the commissioner said, you can drink this water, it's pure, we all do it. And that was a revelation that you can remember. So a lot of it is about things that you can actually envision, and also new things, innovations about housing or sustainable housing. How do we do this? Involving people in creating their futures, not just the experts in high buildings, but involve the people, the community, and help to redesign and co-create their own community. The riparian areas, planting trees, they're already doing it, but planting trees, making it beautiful and safe in these unsafe areas. All of these things came out, and people, when there is hope, there is eyes that shine, and people, a lot of energy in the room. And here we're going to really meet the ultimate, because what they come up as a vision is based on a lot of deep conversation, and it really needs to hit the ground, and literally hit the ground. So it's going to be exciting.
For the future of our generation, it is true, MATHARE River is clean. At the source, people are drinking it, and actually we are drinking it, you can see. We're taking it. This is what we want to see all along the entire stretch of MATHARE River towards the end.
Due to the increasing forms of environmental degradation, many countries have realized the importance of safeguarding their natural resource bases and have made such management actions like river rehabilitation their priority.
We are on the source of the MATHARE River, right? And here where we are saying is the source. This is just a part of the source, because we have another water there and another one here. And as you can see, I feel like the community came together and decided to do this. Trap water to avoid the rainwater coming in so that it will be clean. Because the swamp here is brownish water, but here is very clean because of the kind of protection.
We had to clean up the space and create a habitable space, we call it a MATHARE Park. Yeah, so that's one of the things that we've been able to do with the help of the community and the local government. Last weekend, together with the children, I'm a music teacher as well. So my band, the Ecstasy Band, we teach children in MATHARE on how to play music instruments and also how to be engaged in environment. So we were able to plant 100 trees. So we are creating another park. And on this park, we'll be able to have a basketball and tennis court field through the help of Billion Music Family Resource and Leadership Center. Yeah, so that's just part of the work that we are doing as youths and as artists in MATHARE, apart from just recording a song called Umoja that champions for climate action. So we're not just singing, we're not just writing poems about what is happening in our community, but we are taking action. Yeah, and we are sharing this knowledge that we have to the young ones, so that they grow up with the knowledge of how the environment should be.
All the people in the room tomorrow are involved in all those projects. So one of the parts of the design meeting is that we have them list all the projects that are already ongoing, that they're proud of, and that will really, according to them, and they can discuss it amongst each other, will make a good contribution to the MATHARE River and the Nairobi rivers. So we climb up the mountain, base camp goes to the top, but we include everything on the way. And all the things, we don't have our starting point here, they have their starting.
The MATHARE River, which is one of the tributaries of the Nairobi River Basin, is extremely polluted with human, animal and industrial waste.
Geographically, it is in Lower Kabete sub-county. It is also in Kiambu County. It starts from there, sort of Kahuho, where several streams coming from down the soil springs up and makes a stream coming down, and then they come down as they are joined with the other streams all over. From Shura, they pass through Kahuho, and then they come down to Shura, they come down to Mudole, Kinyero, and then Dongoro, which is here, down here. Then to Dongoro, they go down, bordering Kanyongo, as well as Kabete, Lower Kabete, divides Lower Kabete and Upper Kabete, with the Mereriki School, which is on the side of the Lower Kabete, and Kabete Boys School, High School, on the other side of the Upper Kabete. That's where the river passes. And it goes to Kenya Animal Genetic Farm, where it passes just in their farm. And that is where the Kiabu ends. Now from there, the river enters Nairobi.
Our river was dirtified because of the neighboring communities. Our youths in the community of MATHARE lack job, they lack employment. So when they go to the neighboring communities, they tell the people living there that if you give us your waste products, we know where we will dump it at a cheaper price. You see, so that creates an employment for the youths. But at the same time, it becomes inakuwa shida kwa community yetu ya MATHARE kwa sababu wanatoa uchafu from the neighboring communities because for them it is a job or employment for them, and then they bring it to our community.
Mimi nimeanza kuishi katika MATHARE River mwaka wa 71 mpaka saa hii. Na hiyo mto imekuwa kila wakati inasumbua. Wakati huu nimeona kama wanajaribu kubomoa nyumba zile zimejengwa kwa mto. Hizo nyumba zilijengwa kwa ajili ya hiyo space na ilikuwa imewachiwa maji na uchafu. Na ikakaa muda mrefu wakaamua watu kujenga kando kando. Hii naona juzi mvua ilikuja na ikabeba watu. Ilikuwa ni maji inapita na takataka na uchafu. Hii MATHARE River na Nairobi kila wakati ni uchafu na inatengenezwa kila mara ikitengenezwa. MATHARE hadi nyumba zinapomolewa kwa mto zikisongezwa kando kwa ajili ya uchafu na maji. Kwa wale walikuweko mbeleni kabla nyinyi hamjakuwa, lakini nashukuru wale mmeanza saa hii. Mmeanza na mudi mzuri na msiwache.
There's a lot of stressors on the MATHARE River. Pollution is caused through many activities. It can be sewer, or it can be solid waste, or it can be from runoff from agricultural activities, or it can be that the riparian zones are not properly maintained. There's many reasons. How we can ensure that all these people together are going to do their part to clean up the river is by developing the action plans and the strategies together, and by working in coherence with each other. So it only makes sense if housing, the State Department of Housing is doing a social housing project in MATHARE, it has an effect on the infrastructure in MATHARE, on the sewer infrastructure in MATHARE. So if the Nairobi Water Company develops sewer infrastructure, they should be knowing about what is the future of the whole MATHARE sector. If the farmers upstream are using poison or pesticides to grow their vegetables, it may affect the rivers which flow downstream. So everyone working at the same time, thinking and doing combined. So we always are at work, but always in coherence with each other. And the power is that these people, after this base camp, and these organizations and communities will be organized in task forces. So they know who to go to, they know how to work together.
The identification of the exact points where pollutants originate and the points they get into the river is a starting point for action towards river rehabilitation.
Most of the artists we are engaged in secular music. Secular music is more about entertainment, but I would really like to urge the other artists to get knowledge about sustainable development goals. In these sustainable development goals, you are able to understand the key necessities in our community, the things that are supposed to be done so that the community moves forward. So if kama sisi already tumerekodi ngoma ya Umoja, which talks about people coming together and working on a better environment and taking action on climate, I would urge other artists to do the same, to get the knowledge and to go back to their home grounds and take part into these initiatives za ng'arisha mtaa, za ku make sure that our river is clean, waste management programs, tusiimbe tupate do na tuhepe.
Mti uko na mambo mengi sana. Inalinda udongo kando ya mto. Wakati maji inapokuja haisongi iende mbali. Wakati wa shangazi jua ikiwaka, mti zikiwa hivi zinaleta manyunyu ya mvua, tunapata mvua. Hatukui na shangazi ya kuwaka sana, tunapata baridi, mvua kidogo. Mvua inapenda miti, especially tuseme kama mlima. Mtu yoyote ambaye anaishi karibu na mlima, mvua ikikuja inatangulia kwa mlima kwa ajili ya msito ya miti. Ndio itatoka huku ikinyunyuza ikikuja mpaka watu wale wako chini. Msichoke sasa. Kuna wale walianza wamejaribu wamechoka. Sasa hii ningewaomba msichoke. Muweke madamu kando kando, muweke samaki. Muweke ulinzi ambayo inatosha. Juu wewe utatengeneza mchana uende, mimi nitaingia usiku na uchafu nitupe.
Tuwajibike, tuweze kushikana sisi wote, na pia usafi inaanza kwako wewe mwenyewe uweze kuwajibika, na pia tuangalie tu pia mahali tunatupa takataka, na pia watu tuweze tu kuwaelimisha maneno ya kuhusu about the riparian ecosystem, how they can preserve the riparian ecosystem, na watu wasijenge karibu na mto kwa sababu pia kuna madhara pia. Last year tuliweza kuona maneno ya floods na uliona venye ili affect watu. So ningeambia watu tuweze kuconserve the riparian land na tuweze kupanda miti ndio tuweze kufikia the agenda of the government, ndio pia kukuwa na hewa safi.
We would like the river to be clean, especially coming from up there. We want the water river resources to have a committee, and they take care of the river. They own it, just like how Kenya had owned the roads. Wild water resources must own the rivers, so that they can manage it. Always create a committee which will be overlooking how the river is. Riparian land should be protected. No houses should be built in the riparian land. No factory should be near the riparian land. No factory which will be wasted matters going to the river. Pollution should be excluded. That committee should be dealing with that. And it is very, very, very beautiful. Iwato is created, a fence is created all over, and then the riparian land is left for the river only.
It is still an imagination to see the river clear and healthy, but I'm very sure and I can envision it, and then I feel a lot of happiness and also pride in the fact that I could have, I did contribute to it, but mostly because we empowered a lot of people and organizations to make it happen. But definitely I'll be so joyful, and I like swimming in rivers, so I indeed jumped in the river upstream when we visited the source already. I'm always in the water, so as soon as it's a little bit clear, I might be the first one jumping into it and taking a nice dip.
Liberty, 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 oh, oh. I'm gonna take you places you never been before. Liberty, 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 oh, oh. I'm gonna take you places you never been before. This is the new